Imagine facing a corporate giant that wants to crush your ice cream dreams. That's exactly what Ben & Jerry's faced early on. Ben Cohen and Jerry Greenfield, two childhood friends with a passion for ice cream that went beyond gym class woes, were struggling to keep their business afloat. They were over-scooping ice cream, their wholesale tubs weren't selling, and bankruptcy loomed like a half-eaten waffle cone. We'll explore their journey, from failing to achieve their initial goals to becoming successful entrepreneurs. Get ready, because this story is about Ben & Jerry's, a tale of perseverance, quirky flavors, and a David versus Goliath battle that will leave you wanting a scoop. From nerds to ice cream. This story starts way back in 1951, on Long Island, New York. Ben Cohen and Jerry Greenfield met in gym class, where they were known as the two slowest kids in class. They bonded over their love for food, especially ice cream. Ben even had a summer job driving an ice cream truck. Free ice cream. What a dream. However, Jerry wasn't convinced and quit after a day. After high school, they went their separate ways. Ben tried and failed at several colleges, working odd jobs in between. Jerry aimed to be a doctor, but got rejected from all 20 medical schools he applied to. Talk about a setback. Feeling lost, Jerry moved in with Ben in New York City. They tried starting a bagel business, but the equipment was too expensive. Then they considered ice cream, with just $5 for a mail-order ice cream making course, and some brochures on starting a business. They were determined. Their first attempt at an ice cream shop in Saratoga Springs fell through, but they didn't give up. They landed in Burlington, Vermont, a college town that desperately needed an ice cream shop. The only affordable location they found was a rundown gas station, with holes in the roof and hardly any walls. Drowning in debt, they scraped together a small loan and some help from Ben's dad, but it wasn't enough. They bought used equipment and did most of the renovations themselves. Finally, in May 1978, Ben & Jerry's ice cream shop opened its doors. There was just one problem. Ben has a condition called anosmia, which makes it difficult to smell or taste. So, they decided to add big chunks of fruit and candy to their ice cream for extra flavor and fun. This became their signature style. However, the business wasn't booming. They were over-scooping ice cream and losing money. They started selling wholesale tubs to restaurants, but that didn't work either. Facing bankruptcy, they needed a new plan. The solution? Packing their ice cream in pint containers and selling them to local grocery stores. This change, along with expanding to other states, finally brought success. Sales skyrocketed, proving that even with challenges, they could make their dream a reality. Proving the lawyers wrong. As Ben & Jerry's grew, they needed a bigger facility. Venture capitalists offered to invest, but Ben & Jerry wanted to keep the company local. Their lawyer thought they were crazy, but they had a plan. Vermont law allowed them to register as stockbrokers and sell shares directly to the community. They called it Vermont's first in-state public stock offering. People loved the idea of owning a piece of Ben & Jerry's dream, and the offering sold out. This showed the power of community and believing in your vision. The legendary battle with Pillsbury. As Ben & Jerry's gained popularity, they caught the attention of Pillsbury, a much larger food corporation. Pillsbury had recently acquired Häagen-Dazs, another premium ice cream brand. They saw Ben & Jerry's as a potential threat and decided to take action. Pillsbury used its influence to pressure distributors to stop carrying Ben & Jerry's ice cream. This was a major blow for the smaller company, as they relied on distributors to get their product onto store shelves. The secret weapon: a message in a pint. Facing pressure from distributors and potential bankruptcy, Ben & Jerry's needed a way to reach customers directly. This message was their secret weapon, a way to bypass traditional advertising and speak directly to their fans. Here's where the story gets interesting. Ben & Jerry's printed a hidden message on their pint containers. It was a simple line that said, "What's the doughboy afraid of?" This referred to Pillsbury's mascot, the Pillsbury Doughboy, calling out the giant. The message on the pint containers was a call to action for Ben & Jerry's loyal fans. Consumers were furious by Pillsbury's tactics and stood behind the smaller company. They flooded Pillsbury with phone calls and letters expressing their support for Ben & Jerry's. The media picked up the story, and soon the pressure on Pillsbury became immense. Impact of the campaign. This creative marketing campaign by Ben & Jerry's was a huge success. It did more than just raise awareness. It demonstrated the power of a strong brand identity and loyal customer base. Here's why it worked so well. Emotional connection. By using humor, what's the doughboy afraid of, and portraying themselves as the underdog, Ben & Jerry's connected with consumers on an emotional level. Direct communication. The message on the pint containers bypassed traditional advertising channels and spoke directly to their most loyal customers. Social responsibility. Ben & Jerry's brand image has always been tied to social consciousness. This situation allowed them to position themselves as a company, fighting for fairness against a corporate giant. The public protest even reached within Pillsbury itself. Charles Pillsbury, the son of the company's chairman, was reportedly embarrassed by his company's actions. He expressed his disappointment to his father and voiced his support for Ben & Jerry's in a letter. This unexpected support from within Pillsbury added further pressure for a resolution. Faced with mounting pressure from consumers, the media, and even from within their own company, Pillsbury was forced to back down. They reached a settlement with Ben & Jerry's, agreeing not to interfere with their distribution channels. This was a major victory for the small ice cream company, building an empire. Ben & Jerry's continued to grow, launching iconic flavors like chocolate chip cookie dough and expanding their social responsibility efforts. They set up a foundation dedicated to social change, allocating a significant portion of their pre-tax profits to worthy causes. This commitment to social good became another thing that set them apart: the Unilever acquisition. In the year 2000, Ben & Jerry's was acquired by Unilever, a giant consumer goods company, for a whopping $326 million. This was a life-changing moment for the founders. Founded in 1929, Unilever is a multinational consumer goods company with a massive portfolio of brands across various categories like food, beverages, home care, and personal care. One of the key concerns surrounding the acquisition was whether Ben & Jerry's could maintain its unique identity and social values under a large corporation. An independent board of directors was created to ensure Ben & Jerry's stayed true to its core mission, using high-quality ingredients and sourcing from Vermont whenever possible. A legacy of innovation. In an interview, Jerry shared one of their key secrets to success: don't chase trends just for money. Focus on something you're passionate about, something you truly believe in. That passion will carry you through the tough times. Ben & Jerry's success story goes beyond just surviving a corporate threat. It showcased the power of creative marketing, the importance of building a strong brand identity, and the loyalty of their customer base. Following this victory, Ben & Jerry's continued to grow and innovate. They expanded their product line, embraced social causes they believed in, and remained true to their quirky and fun brand image. This episode cemented Ben & Jerry's image as a company that stands up for its values and its fans. Ben & Jerry's, two underdogs who took on a giant and built a beloved ice cream brand. It's a story of friendship, perseverance, and a commitment to quality and social good. What's your favorite Ben & Jerry's flavor? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this story of overcoming challenges, don't forget to like and subscribe for more inspiring content about successful businesses. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. Thanks for joining us.